The game has been changed forever. The CYCLE7 is quite literally the best value custom mechanical keyboard I've ever seen in the hobby. Let's get into it. This video is sponsored, but my opinion is always my own. Keycaps sent this out for review. I was definitely intrigued by this because of the proposed price point. It's just unbeatable in the space. The brand that made this board, TKD, is a partnership between Vertex and Equals, who made the Tangis. The Vertex Arc 60 was a game changer because there was actual force break in the board itself, so I expect nothing less out of this collaboration. So what is a CYCLE7? Why does it look like this? Is an FRL TKL, meaning there's no F-row-less, and there's no numpad TK-less, 10 keyless. So you chop out the top row and the right side. Does this make it a bad keyboard? No. Does this make sense? Absolutely not. It's just something different if you're bored of 60%, 65% and TKOs. Whether or not you like this long boy is gonna be up to you. And honestly, sometimes we just like having fun with our keyboards, not necessarily having the most productive keyboard possible. The FRL TKL is very long aesthetic. It gives some space for your arrow keys and your full navigation in case you need all these keys for some strange reason, or maybe you got big honking hands and you don't have enough space to hit your arrow keys. To talk about the history of keyboards or just like why this exists, 60% keyboard is just this, right? It doesn't have arrows, doesn't have navigation. And if you need the arrows, you get some of that back by going with a 65, where the arrows are compressed into the keyboard. So the next step would be the 68 key layout, which is basically this, except there's all the arrows. So you lose 2 navigation, and it's a little bit chunkier. This kind of has a more elegant look where it doesn't feel compressed while still being different. So this is the FRL TKL. I personally didn't like this aesthetic at first, but it kind of grew on me. It's just very clean looking. Because I don't own a TKL, so I've been kind of missing out on that. I don't really use F keys all that often, so maybe I could actually use an FRL TKL. I don't know if that would make this my only keyboard because it's kind of weird, but for the price, maybe. The RGB indicator here is a nice touch. I like it. I do like that in a lot of TKLs, especially the matrix boards that have the eye. Having nothing there is kind of boring, like the F18X, but hey, sometimes you want that clean aesthetic. But speaking of aesthetic, this is still pretty minimal. Nothing is gaudy, nothing is sticking out. If you remember the stream, I put the wrong keycaps on here because I ran out of them. I found them, so there's that. I like the clean lines, it's pretty minimal. No real frills, it's a box on wedge, but still got a big shiny weight. There you go, it says CYCLE7 right there, pretty nice. And the square feet if you really hate square feet. So no curves, nothing like that, but hey, it's pretty clean, and for the price point, I don't expect a lot of curves or crazy manufacturing. This right here is the TKD coating. They're trying to keep up with matrix coating, and I think they did a pretty good job. Like, of course, it's not as smooth as anodization, so if you prefer that, definitely go for anodization. With the red coating, we've got a nice matching red watch. This is the Moon Swatch Mission to Mars, and I was gifted this by one of the patrons, and I freaking love it. Just gonna pop this on here. It's a quartz watch, so it's not as prestigious as the Omega Speedmaster, but it's fun. They're fun watches, right? Here we go, pop it on. Doesn't match my outfit, but I don't care. Live my own life. The TKD coating, the color is, it just pops. The color straight up pops. I've been missing a red board in my life. This is a great way to get it for this price point. Look at that, man, look at that. Their customization for the CYCLE7 seems endless, and you can do as many colors and weight combinations as you want. It even rivals the mode configurator. We love to see that. What it looks like on the inside, this is the anodization. As you can tell, that is clean, baby. Look at that. That's real nice, man. That's real nice. Internal brass weights as well as the PVD back. That's a nice touch. Side profile. In terms of ano, I would definitely go for the green, but the red coating has my favor because I wanted to match the watch. Honestly, it's pretty good. I actually like the coating. It's not the smoothest thing, but I think the color options make up for it. Keep in mind there are different price points, so make sure that if you want ano, you go for that one. You want coating, you go for that one. The assembly is extremely intuitive as well. You literally just snap it into place with the easy assemble structure. Honestly, I was scared of how this is gonna work. It made me clench a little at first, but hey, you just pop it in, pop it out. Well, cool. So let's try to take it apart. How the fuck? Yeah, that's pretty sketchy, bro. I'll do it live right now. Just like that. And then you pop it back in. So you can see right here, these ball and latch, I think, and you just snap it in. Put it on top. all done. Now we reassembled the board. The mounting is also different, so you can try different options. You got your standard jackets, and then you have the gasket beam. The gasket beam will give it a little bit more of a stiff typing experience. I prefer the beam myself. Even though it's supposed to be stiffer, it still provides a lot of cushion. I originally built this on stream with JWK on FR4, some Mauves, and typically it is a go-to combo. Has a nice poppy sound and kind of smoothed out, not so harsh. But because of the mounting and the board design, it still ended up being pretty quiet. We experienced this with the Tofu 2.0, where it leans on the quieter side because it's providing a more flexible typing experience, a softer typing experience, rather than focusing on sound. Here, it's a little bit less quiet than the Tofu 2.0, but we did have to change the build and go with another switch. We put in Penyus on the aluminum, and it sounded way better. It's still not as loud as any other board like a top mount aluminum plate, but this is a good balance for the price and the type feel. The type feel is really nice. Like, you configure it to be very, very cushiony. So you can tell, like, it's almost a whole degree quieter in that. I hate to say it, but instead of using the JWK on FR4 combo, we went with another tried and true combo, MX blocks on aluminum. Okay. Where's the G? Alright. This is Penyus on aluminum. MX block on aluminum. Spacebar, MX block on aluminum. And the MX blocks on aluminum sound great. I hate that that's a thing because it is so unimaginative, but what works, works. So in the end, great feel, great sound, albeit a little bit lower volume. My favorite thing about this keyboard is the integrated force break. A lot of keyboards, especially budget ones, have some hollowness or case ping that needs some force break to alleviate it. The Vertex Arc 60 didn't, and neither did this, due to the rubber foam piece that is integrated into the case design. You don't even have to install it yourself. That's dope. The Keycom boards have integrated force break as well, but they're not as effective, so you end up having to tape your case anyway. And like I mentioned, the PCB cut plugs to fill in the flex cuts, they didn't do too much. It made it a smidge louder. Just still tape it. So this board package right here really shines for a value keyboard. In 2023, it's really hard to enter a drawn out expensive group buy. We're seeing a lot of businesses just disappear. We're seeing the likes of Rama not answering things, Mexico falling apart. It's just a tough time for group buys right now. I personally would still trust group buys run by big established vendors like Makibo, Novel Keys, and Divinity, but a lot of these self-run group buys, you're gonna have a lot of risks like back then. That may be worth it to you if it's a really cool project, but keep in mind that anytime you enter a group buy, it's gonna be a risk. And I know RMK likes to trash group buys in my videos. I don't like group buys either, but people out there be saying like it should be illegal and it's taking advantage of the customers. I'm like, no one told you you had to do a group buy. They're just giving you an option to do that so you can help a project come to life. If you don't enter the group buys and you kind of join my philosophy and you just wait for extras, the demand in the keyboard space has dwindled so much that extras may not happen. If you want to see something come to life, especially for the smaller group buys on the domestic side, these China group buys, man, they ain't got no trouble about MOQ. They crazy. I don't think a Zoom or a QK or anything by Vertex or TKD is gonna miss MOQ. But just keep that in mind. I want to have a short tangent and talk about that because it's been top of mind for a lot of people. Behemoths like ClickLight are still going strong and pumping out product for a short pre-order like this. It arrives Q4 this year. This keyboard at $139 blows everything else out of the water. That is the price of a Bakaneko that's a single piece cast aluminum case with no weight. This has a PVD weight in the back, internal brass weight, cool mounting style, and colors. The entry level for keyboards is heating up, and anyone still selling injection molded keyboards in 2023 has definitely fallen behind. Don't sleep on this keyboard. It's a freaking banger value. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.